Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the bronze final of the men's seven in Vancouver. It is Fiji versus Australia. Now, these two sides actually had very decent chances of making their way through to this final, but this is an all-important game for the Fijians. Currently, they sit in first in the overall standings, but if they were to lose this game to Australia, it would mean... Why can I hear myself? Hang on, where's that coming from? 1 second, we'll go like that. I can hear myself very loudly, and I don't know where that tab is on my PC. Right, I'm going to mute myself because we're not going to listen to myself all the way through this live stream. That is your guys' job. But looking at this lineup for the Fijians, it is looking dangerous, and they were close to beating Spain in their last outing. Josefa Talatholo, he is there as the big forward up the front for Fiji. They've also gone with a little bit of a switch here, Kolia Rani Vatua. Now, this is actually a debut for that man, so hopefully does have a decent showing, seeing as, you know, if you have a good old-fashioned starting outing. I've actually found the tab. There we go. We've sorted it now. I was still searching for it. But yeah, if he goes well from the get-go, could possibly find himself getting some minutes in next week's Vancouver or New York Sevens. In fact, looking through at the rest of the lineup, Jeremiah Matana, Filippo Bukayaro, Tario Vailawa, Vui Viwa Nadovalo, and George Balsi, last man. In the side, we have got a hello from Hannah. Welcome in. Hope you are doing extremely well. You are excited for this matchup, as well as the one just around the corner, taking place between South Africa and Spain for the final. Australia, their starting lineup: Henry Hutchinson, Aiden Akanayaki, Jaden Blake, Josh Turner, Maurice Longbottom, James Turner, and Dietrich Roach in that starting side as well. So there is a bit of a difference between these two teams in regards of Fiji have gone pretty similar with the one change, whereas for the Australians, they seem like they're backing experience in this contest and saving a few of the younger players to make their way off the bench later on in this match. But whoever wins this contest, they will receive 16 points in the overall standings. Like I was mentioning, South Africa, if they were to win this whole competition, winning the final up against Spain would book them the full 20 points allocated, and there's potentially a number one spot next to South Africa's name at the end of this round, heading into the New York Sevens. But this matchup is only around 2 minutes away. Australia are currently ranked 5th in the overall ranking, so this will give them a nice little boost as well. We did see France playing off for the 5th place position. That's kind of the biggest rival, I would say, with Australia just at this point in time. GB, of course, looking for any points possible. Argentina in that same boat. But the bronze final, like I mentioned, these other games in the semi-finals, Australia, some felt they were pretty hard done by in their match up against the South Africans. They are actually in a very good position up against the Fijians. They have won 4 of their last 5. The Fijians have won the most recent one. So Seven Mothono out of action for the Fijians. Wallace Charlie, the man left out for the Australians. Some handy players off the bench, such as Davida, who has been starting, and Tani Vanua-Kuli. Anytime that number one makes his way out onto the field, seems to get right into the action from the very first second. But do let me know your score predictions for this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. I would think Fiji still have a bit left in their tank. They were lackluster in the early stages up against the Spanish. That doesn't mean they can't come out and fire here. And like I mentioned, for the overall standings, they kind of need these extra 2 points. We have got, hey Hamish, there's Barca fan, welcome in. If you are doing extremely well, currently sitting 11:19 a.m. on a Monday morning in Fiji. I'm not too sure how many people will be glued to the television watching this matchup. More so hearing the update of the game later on in the day. For the Australians, they started well in Vancouver, getting 2 wins in a row up against France and Argentina, then losing 2 in a row against Fiji as well as South Africa. These sides have already met, and it was pretty one-sided, Fiji winning at 35-19 up against the Australians. For Fiji, they have gone win-loss, win-loss. Now, unfortunately, that last loss was in the semi-final, so with the shortened format, means that you are completely out of the running, other than now the chance at getting the bronze. Crowds still sound like they're relatively loud. They never sell out the 7 stadiums, unfortunately, anymore, but that is always going to happen when you take a few teams off the circuit and start to limit the amount of, I guess, crowd numbers that you can bring in. Like if you chuck Kenya back on the circuit, you get an extra 10,000 easily in these stadiums around the world. But Fijians, they're going to run the young ball boy off the field. And then from there, we will get underway in this contest. Fiji will be kicking off, going from left to right. Australia played pretty consistently throughout this competition, with the exception of their match up against the Fijians. So have they learnt from the mistakes? Are they going to fall into the same pattern again? Kicked off short from the Fijians, trying to go up for the slap, missing the ball, although penalty is awarded in favour of the Australians, who almost look confused about it. Josh Turner, I believe, may be asking whether or not he can get a yellow card for the Fijians 15 seconds in. Referee says no, you can have the scrum though. And shame they didn't leave the ball boy on the field. 20 points if you tackle him, says Big Rick. They were talking about how it will be a memorable moment for the youngster. I feel like getting smashed by a big Fijian would probably be either a moment you remember or completely forget from the concussion. Put into touch there from the Australians. 25 metres out from Fiji's line. Third place final, says Barca fan. And your crucial points on the line with only the one leg to go in New York, leading towards those championship legs. So at the end of the day, one of these sides, or both of them even, could potentially get demoted down to Sevens 2. Now, of course, in a world where that happens, I think Sevens dies, but it's still a possibility, and a bit of a scary one at that for these sides. Penalty goes the way of Fiji, in off the feet from Maurice Longbottom. It's his 50th tournament. Wants to finish it on a high. On right-hand side, now skip past to Rio Vailawa, finds George Balsey, rush defence from James Turner, now moving it across for Filippo Bucayaro. Vivian Nadovalo tries to offload. I think he just dropped it backwards. Now George Balsey breaking down the wing. James Turner misses that tackle. Offload on the inside. Referee has to duck out of the way of it. Vivian Nadovalo stepping through. Maurice Longbottom catches up with him on the 22-metre line. 3 Australians in the breakdown. They've been penalised again, much to Henry Hutchinson's disgust. Left-hand side to Rio Vailawa. Moves on to the left again. Good low tackle made on Jeremiah Matana, who might be grimacing here. He may have hurt his knee in the process. To Rio Vailawa breaks through. And Fiji score the opening try of this contest, taking the lead in the bronze final. But this is not good news for the captain Matana. Talked about it, this type of turf, it's kind of astro. And it means that the two sides, if you get your leg kind of half by tackled in the wrong way, it grips. It can lead to quite serious injuries. I don't know why they still play on this turf. They've kind of learnt the lesson in the past, but they've gone, oh well, we'll give it another crack just in case. That one's going to be kicked over by Te Reo Vailawa. And it's going to make the score now 7-0, but Matana is still down. He has done his knee here or his ankle, something in the leg. He has not made his way back up to his feet, and more than likely, that will leave the Fijians without their skipper for the league next week. Most of the New Zealand cricket players will retire after this final, just like Inter Milan manager abandoned the club. I don't think they will. I don't think any of the players for the Black Caps are actually that old, really. That older wave kind of retired last World Cup period, but who are the players you think are going to just walk away? Because I feel like they still did better than a lot of people thought. And it's going to be one of those ones that gets talked about for a while. But, I mean, as a Kiwi, it's not the end of the world, is it? They didn't play very well. India played very well in home conditions and beat them. Now, loose ball. Filippo Bucayaro picks it up. And now tackled 25 metres out from the line. Voivua Nadovalo going away to the right-hand side to Rio Vailawa. Now moves it on. Josefa Talatholo gets driven backwards. Back across. Matana still not back on the field and probably won't be next week either. Filippo Bucayaro. It's been a lot of sideways running, but that is just because of the grippiness of the surface. Big fin from Voivua Nadovalo. And he goes through for the second try now. The contest for Fiji. Starting to take control of this matchup. They've left it a little bit late in a majority of their games. Still going on to win quite a few times. No one can really say New Zealand played badly considering they made the final. Says Big Rick, yeah, at the end of the day, they were underdogs in the semi-finals. And as soon as that game was rained off up against Pakistan and Sri Lanka had to try and get close to Pakistan in that last grouping match, people said, oh, well, New Zealand missed out, unlucky. So to even be in the final, I think a lot of Kiwis would take it. But, India, they did do very well. Their top order, we did see a couple little slip-ups. Just keep on bowling them full tosses, it seems, is the key to success. Just ask Jimmy Neesham. Although he might have a broken toe now, so that's not ideal. Going short side here, trying to sneak through was Jaden Blake. Trying to get that turnover in the breakdown for Filippo Bucayaro, penalised for not releasing. And going across, Maurice Longbottom. That's a massive sell of the dummy from the veteran. Moving away to the left-hand side, Jaden Blake. Passes across to Henry Hutchinson. James Turner running sideways, almost running backwards there. Going for the big wide cutout pass to Aiden Akanayaki. Breaks through the tackle attempt to George Balsey. Australia move up to halfway with some much needed position. Josh Turner. Left-hand side to Hutchinson. Maurice Longbottom. There's a lot of experience between just those three individuals. I take us beating Australia on a regular basis and in cricket over a World Cup. Says the Sporting Kiwi. As in like cricketing side of things, right? Is that test match? Because like the MCG Boxing Day test, there's a chance that I might get to go to that. So they've got to win that one or at least take it to day 5. Going off to the left-hand side now, Jaden Blake. Tries to fend off to Rio Vailawa. Offloads up to Henry Hutchinson, 1 metre short. Oh, wow, that's an illegal clean-out. And that will probably be a penalty. No, try's been given. Okay, we're allowed to dive through the middle of the breakdowns now. So the penalty was not awarded, and Australia score the try. They're saying that the Fijian player stepped away. The reason he stepped away was because there was a 110 kg man flying at him like a torpedo straight over the top of the breakdown. He was in preservation mode. We see it here. Does he... Goes flying through. Taria Vailawa was a smart man there to dodge that one. Yes, indeed, all the cricket doesn't seem to matter if we're playing good. They have our numbers, says the Sporting Kiwi. Well, they also had 130,000 in attendance going for India. It was quite interesting during that toss. I mentioned about it earlier on. There was a big cheer for the captain of India. They said Mitchell Satner's name. You could have heard a pin drop. 130,000 people went dead silent when they mentioned him. And any time the Black Caps took a wicket, it was the same. It was a weird, eerie kind of feeling for this Black Cat side. But a learning experience as well. The fact that they got there, like I said, was impressive. But the score now 5 points to 14 in this contest. Penalty again for Fiji. And they just look happy enough to slow it down. Henry Hutchinson seems like he wants to have a bit of a scrap with the ref. And in fact, he's going to get a yellow card. So he's obviously said something he shouldn't have. Nice captain material from Hutchinson. Oh no, it's not even him. It must have been Jaden Blake in the background. Must have shouted something from the bleachers. And now he will get to sit on a seat on the sideline. Referee wants a dramatic finish, says Big Rig. And Mitch Satner should have batted first. Yeah, but what if they had batted first and India chased it down in 13 overs like New Zealand did? Then people would have said, why'd they bat first when they won the toss? They should have bowled first because they've won all their games from batting second. So, it's one of those ones that it's beautiful to be able to look at it now and say what they should have done. Finn Allen should have just not gone out. Easy enough. Now Filippo Bucayaro. Ball here 40 metres out from the line. Going away to the left-hand side. A little bit of a gallop there from Vuiviwa Nadovalo. Pops the ball up now. That was Durrani Vatua. Of course, he would not want to have his first game of sevens. Having a loss on the circuit now. Slapping that one back. A hard landing, but it's a loose ball. Fiji going for the fly kick. It's knocked out of the hands of Turner. It would be an accidental offside. It looks like Fiji are going to play on, though. We were just about to have the halftime break, and now there's 2 players wrestling on the sideline. It seems like the touch judge is telling them to stop while one of them's thinking about throwing an uppercut. But while that is happening, Taria Vailawa pops it across on the inside, and George Balsey scores another try for Fiji. All White's going to win the World Cup. We have got the... most of your fan base probably stopped watching cricket. To be fair, most of my fan base don't watch it. Because the rugby side of things, some rugby viewers are very much rugby and nothing else, or not allowed to play non-contact sports. But I really don't think it's as big of a deal as people are starting to try and make it seem. Don't get me wrong, losing World Cup final, it sucks. But, it's not the end of the world, right? Oh, yeah, so a little bit of retaliation there from Josefa Talatholo as he slapped Josh Turner on the sideline. Turner's going, why'd you do that? That's not very nice, as he held him on the ground. Right, it's going to be no try. It's going to be to Josefa Talatholo, who is going to receive a yellow card. Australia going to get themselves a penalty. This actually happened the last time these two sides played as well. Not much large men crashing into each other at high speeds in cricket. Says Big Rig. And which year do you think Black Cats will win the ICC tournament? Says Barca fan. Might be a while. I think that it's going to be a race between them and South Africa. Right, so it becomes the penalty. Oh no, Talatholo for retaliation slaps him, but it's not a yellow card. Okay, scrum is going to be called. And yeah, these two sides seem to not like each other very much at all. I correct rugby and nothing else, says Bruce. And I says, Paul, welcome in, Paul. Carlton Nana saying nothing in it between these two sides. And I even love women's cricket, says the Sporting Kiwi. They were playing Zimbabwe. They still playing Zimbabwe or they're playing someone else now? I think I saw India were playing a women's match as well recently. Josh Turner going away to the right-hand side. This is actually still in the first half, ladies and gentlemen. A bit of a delay due to the two sides trying to fight each other, but now running up the field, Ben Dowling charging forward, sitting only about 10 metres out from the goal line now. Dietrich Roach away to the left-hand side. Josh Turner, they have numbers to the left. They have returned to 7 now for the Australians. Kanayake goes on the outside, and the try is scored by Jaden Blake. He will be relatively fresh as he was sent off the field for 2 minutes for yelling at the ref, but now back out there and bringing the impact for the Australians. It's going to get very close now, though. Should be a conversion, I would think, for Maurice Longbottom. Normally pretty handy when it comes to conversion rate. Amelia Kerr is the GOAT, says a Sporting Kiwi. Except MotoGP as well, says Bruce. I need 38 points in this game. Okay, well, you got 24 of them. 26 if this one goes over. This one doesn't go over, so you got 24 of them. And away to the side, half-time in this contest. We have got there, do you have hopes Black Cats will win Cricket World Cup next year? Says Barca to the Sporting Kiwi. And Hamish, you are my new friend. Well, that's nice to know, isn't it? Now, second half, just around the corner. And these two sides trying to get themselves that bronze medal in Vancouver. Fiji currently sitting first in the standings. And like I said, if they don't win this one, there's a chance that they drop out of that first position and South Africa overtake them with one competition to go. I'd never expect the Black Cats to win the World Cup, says the Sporting Kiwi. I think that's just the reality that a lot of New Zealanders and South Africans have kind of gotten used to. Like their semi-final record for both sides when they played each other was 1-3. 1 being the win, 3 being the losses. So, you know, it's one of those ones that when it finally happens, similar to what we saw for, in a way, that World Test Championship for the South Africans. When it happens, everyone goes absolutely crazy. But until it happens, there's that quiet, I guess, quiet optimism, but not really publicly voiced, just in case. It's like how I said about it afterwards as well. My prediction, as soon as I saw India were batting first, 230 was on the cards, and then I did feel like New Zealand would probably fall short by about 60. Now, I was quite harsh on India and actually, I guess, a bit generous towards New Zealand in that department. But, like, yeah, it's just a tricky one indeed. To win a final, most of your Kiwi fan base watch football and rugby and golf, I reckon, says Barca. Rugby league would be thrown in there as well. I guess that kind of is rugby, unless you're just talking rugby union. There's also quite a few like a little bit of violence, like a bit of MMA and boxing and whatnot. I feel like that kind of comes with the territory of rugby. We might even get to see a little bit of boxing before the end of this match if these two sides continue playing games with each other. But the second half just about to get underway. Australia ready to kick this one off with Dietrich Roach. Add that one there. Union, then League, then Sevens. Says Big Rig. Now kicks this one off, slaps it out of the hands of Filippo Bucchiaro. Referee rules it as a knock-on against Fiji. It is now going to be the Australian scrum feed. Hamish, the person you replied to DMs with a weird rapper profile picture was me. Oh, Okay. I worked out how to use Discord slightly, although that was actually where at the start of the stream when I said about how loud it was in my eardrums, how I could hear myself, that was coming through Discord. So I don't know what I did, but I think I broke it. Boxing doesn't do much for me, but I like UFC and wrestling. Says Big Rig. Yeah, see, I'm probably a little bit the same. Have you been watching any of that? What's it called? I don't think it's FWA or something, but they've got all the ex-UFC guys doing like grappling for the wrestling side of things. I think I saw Uriah Faber was facing Henry Cejudo the other day. There were a couple other ones thrown in there too. Oh, penalty. Benson Henderson was in action up against Aljamain Sterling. Now Fiji breaking through, passing it off to Tani Vanuakula. Great low tech on him though by Josh Turner. Gets back up and the other Turner takes him down. I hate that the UFC has never returned to New Zealand. Now short-side for George Balsey. It's nicely done by Fiji to strike at the start of the second half after giving away the early penalty. In this situation, 1 second, we'll go like that. It will update them to 19 points. It should be a kick that is kickable, but you just never know. You're tiring from watching cricket, right? Says Barca fan to Big Rig Joe. Power slap, I hate it. Yeah, it hasn't grown on me. RF or AF wrestling, that's good stuff. Making wrestling great again. Says a Sporting Kiwi. Yeah, that's the abbreviation. I knew that it didn't have a W in it, but I couldn't remember what the actual... So is it Real American Freestyle? That's what it stands for. George Balsey currently sitting with the second most carries on the Sevens series with 93. We have got there. Now's your chance to start your own MMA league in New Zealand. I think there are MMA leagues, aren't there? I think there's actually a few, but they're just smaller than the UFC. I think all of them are smaller than the UFC, really. Now, a good take from the Australians. They are currently down by the 9 point at 4, so going back to just 19-10. 40 metres out from their own line. Australia going back to the left-hand side. Josh Turner, another penalty. And it's going to be for offside against Fiji. Oh, and a little shoulder charge there too. Josh Turner, he is a feisty one. He seems to be involved in every single slight disruption that we have seen so far. And now we get to see the two sides face off for the scrum. Yeah, we already got a few in New Zealand, says the Sporting Kiwi. And knowing what we know about concussions, power slap is just stupid. Yeah, it just shows pretty much that people will, in some regards, accept doing anything if it means that they could get paid. 38 points not hitting, is it? Not quite. They're on 29 at the moment, although you would still need 2 more tries. And I watch my teams regardless on winning or losing, says the Sporting Kiwi. Is it bad that the first thing that popped into my head was spoken like a true Warriors supporter? Because they've had a pretty rough run, haven't they, throughout the years? But the season that it finally is their year, the ones who have stuck by them the whole time, they will be thoroughly happy about it now. Passed across Henry Hutchinson, getting wrestled towards the sideline. Left-hand side. Again, Australia not really going forward at this stage. Run it straight. As bad as power slap, though. Yeah, that's not great, is it? Like, that's just pretty much concussion collecting for the ones doing it. Pass across again. This is good face play from Australia. Just keeping those passes going. Wide cut-out pass from Hutchinson. Oh, big shot on Tani Vanuakula. Now Hutchinson again goes back across to the left-hand side. Moving on. Where is James Turner? I think he might have made his way off the field already. In this case for the Australians. They've made at least one change, and that is Ben Dowling onto the park. I think that is for Jimmy the Jet. Now, right-hand side again, it's going to be Harry Wilson, not the one who plays for the Reds. There's actually quite a few Harry Wilsons around the place. Now, middle of the park. Oh, referee has to duck out of the way of that one. Josh Turner, it is knocked backwards. 3 minutes now remain on the clock. Aiden Akaniaki can't quite get the pass away on the outside to Wilson, and the penalty to Fiji for Australia collapsing in the breakdown. And we have got the Jake Hager has accepted a power slap contract because Bellator and AEW fight him, being old, and it's just sad. Oh, there's another yellow card. Did they really fire him for being old, or did they fire him for the fact that he wasn't really doing a huge amount? But surely AEW had enough money to still pay him. We have got their score, says EJ. At the moment, the score is 19 points to 10. Josh Turner is receiving a yellow card this time. He's gone, where's the chair? We're going to see the replay now. Just puts in the late shoulder on Rio Vailawa. I thought Harry Wilson was the best number 8 in Australia till I saw that number 8 from the Brumbies. Yeah, Charlie Cale, he's a really talented youngster. And, that's the thing. I know that number 8 jersey for the Wallabies seems to be very heavily contested at the moment, which is definitely not a bad thing. AEW is where the best wrestle, says the Sporting Kiwi, and same thing really, says Big Rig. And a good hope Australia don't win. Currently, they are down by 9. 2 minutes remaining on the clock. Although, Bruce, in the case of your South Africans, it actually benefits you if Australia win, because then Fiji get dropped down a couple more points. And if South Africa beat Spain, then they would then go to number 1 in the standings. So I will give you the chance to take it back. Now go on left-hand side for the Fijians. Some big hits coming in. Almost an interception. Sadly, it is going to be called as a yellow card. We saw one much worse in a game earlier on that was not awarded. And it could have been a runaway. He gets tapped by about 3 Fijians on the way past there, I believe. That is Harry Wilson now. I'm going to see it now. And to be fair, if he hadn't been smashed by Josefa Talafolo, he may have had a chance of regathering that one. So Australia now playing with 5. Just the 2 minutes left on the clock. It's quite interesting because I swear last time these two sides played, there was a bit of a scuffle too. Although I think it was actually Australia and New Zealand as well who had a bit of a back and forth. Stardom has come great wrestling, but no one watches it because it's women, says Big Rick. What's the score? At the moment, it is 19 points to 10 with 90 seconds remaining. Although Fiji have the opportunity to add another try here, running down the wing. It's a good tackle made. Now back across to the right. Manueli Maisamoa firing it out to Balsi. 2 men with him. He decides to go himself. George Balsi, no, pops it on the inside. And it is going to be the try now for, I believe it is Bongina Soko, who does manage to score that one. That is now his second in Vancouver, the 7th of his career. Still quite a young player in this Fijian environment. But the wide cutout pass from Manueli Maisamoa there. It seemed like Balsi was going to go himself. I need one try, says EJ. Well, the good news is if Fiji have the ball, they'll probably try and score it. And the case with Australia is actually the same boat. So you might get lucky. Maybe. Fiji secure the bronze. Says Big Rig, and that kick is missed away to the side. Josh Turner will return. 30 seconds remaining now. Australia secure a butt kicking, and Hey Hamish, who's playing next. Next game will be between Spain and South Africa as the final, or at least that's the next one that we are covering. There is also a women's third place final, though, between USA and France that has taken place soon. Now moving away to the left-hand side. Charging down the wing. Fiji will score another one. And right at the end of this matchup, off of the bench, Narongo, the man who does score it, to have well and truly secure this game for Fiji. So it's actually going to be a pretty similar scoreline to what we did see the last time these two sides played in the group stages. Time is the men's semi-finals. The men's semi-finals have already taken place. This is the bronze final. The men's final has taken place in 49 minutes' time. So still a bit of time until that matchup does take place. But not an absolute mile away in this one. And Sup says still too fast. Welcome in. You are doing extremely well. Still got the finals just around the corner, which should be thoroughly entertaining. But these two sides, they seem to have not liked each other too much in this contest. That last kick actually missed, so I have to update that back to 29. Nonetheless, a good win for Fiji. They do secure the bronze. And now we wait to see what South Africa can do. If South Africa finish number 1, themselves and Fiji will both be on the same points. If South Africa lose to Spain in the final, then it would actually be the Fijians who are still ahead by 2 heading into the last leg. But Fiji, they are done for the day. Their women's side actually did pretty nicely throughout the competition, making it through to the 5th place playoff, but they were then defeated by Canada. actually beat the Canadians the first time round, just put in a really tough group for the competition. But nonetheless, we have got that 45 minutes or so, like I mentioned. We're starting that stream relatively early, probably about 40 minutes away, just to have a bit of build-up for that contest as well. But thank you all very much for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you all for the next one.